All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo on Tuesday. To also hold bilateral talks with US President and Prime Ministers of Japan and Australia. Prime Minister to address BJP National Office Bearers meeting in Jaipur today. President Ramnath Kovind holds talks with Governor General of St. Vincent and Grenadines, Dame Susan Dugan. RBI asks banks and ATM operators to provide cardless cash withdrawal facility at all ATMs. Trailer of India-Bangladesh co-production feature film on Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman released. Southwest monsoon likely to reach Kerala on 27th of this month. Flood alert issued in 5 northern districts of Tamil Nadu. Nikhat Zareen wins gold at Women's World Boxing Championships in Istanbul. Manisha Mon and Praveen Huda win bronze. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Nikhat and other winners. And in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Gujarat Titans by 8 wickets in Mumbai. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will participate in the Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo on the 24th of this month at the invitation of Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. US President Joe Biden, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison and the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida will participate in the summit. External Affairs Ministry spokesman Arindam Bagchi informed about the summit in a media briefing in New Delhi last evening.
The forthcoming Quad Summit provides an opportunity for the leaders to exchange views about developments in the Indo-Pacific region and contemporary global issues of mutual interest. The leaders will review progress of Quad initiatives and working groups, identify new areas of cooperation and provide strategic guidance and vision for future collaborations.
Mr. Bagchi said Prime Minister Modi will have a bilateral meeting with his Japanese counterpart Fumio Kishida.
The meeting with Prime Minister Kishida will provide an opportunity for the two leaders to carry forward their conversations from the 14th India-Japan Annual Summit, which was held in March 2022 in New Delhi. During his visit, Prime Minister will participate in business event with Japanese business leaders. He will also address and interact with the Indian community in Japan.
During the visit, Mr. Modi will participate in business events with Japanese business leaders. He will also address and interact with the Indian community in Japan. The MEA spokesperson informed that the Prime Minister is also likely to hold bilateral meetings with US President Joe Biden and Australian PM Scott Morrison. With Mr. Biden, the Prime Minister is expected to review the India-US strategic partnership and follow up on discussions held during their bilateral meeting last September. They will also exchange views of regional and global developments of shared interests. Mr. Modi is likely to review the India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership with Mr. Morrison and exchange views on global and regional developments. The Prime Minister will inaugurate the meeting of National Office Bearers of the Bharatiya Janata Party to be held in Jaipur today through video conferencing. He will also address the party delegates on this occasion. Party President JP Nadda reached Jaipur yesterday evening for the meeting. Apart from Mr. Nadda, many other representatives have also reached the state capital. National Vice Presidents, National General Secretaries, National Secretaries, National Treasurer, Presidents of all Morchas, Presidents of all states, State Organization Secretaries and many former Chief Ministers will attend the meeting. It will be followed by a meeting of State Organization Secretaries of all the states on Saturday. More details on this from our correspondent.
There will be a total of 4 sessions in the meeting of National Office Bearers. After the meeting, the party's National President JP Nadda will release a book on Sundar Singh Bhandari and interact with the people. Tomorrow, there will be a meeting of General Secretaries, organization of all states of the party. About 130 senior leaders of the party from across the country have reached Jaipur to participate in the meeting. The strategy for elections to be held in 12 states before the Lok Lok Sabha elections is to be discussed in the meeting. Apart from this, various topics related to organization are also likely to be discussed in the meeting. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
President Ramnath Kovind met Governor General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dame Susan Dogan, on the second day of his visit to the Caribbean nation yesterday. They discussed strengthening cooperation in the fields of IT, health, education, tourism, culture, and multilateral fora. The two sides also signed MOUs on exchange of information and assistance in collection of taxes and on refurbishment of Old Calder Community Project. President Kovind also visited the Botanical Garden, where he planted a sandalwood sapling and attended cultural performances. Later, President Kovind addressed the Parliament of St. Vincent and Grenadines. President Kovind said, to tackle the complex issues of today, the new world order that we seek to build is to be an inclusive world order where every country can express its legitimate interests.
For multilateralism to remain relevant and effective, institutions need to be reformed. Structures and institutions that emerged after the two world wars focused on one major issue, that of preventing another world war. To tackle the complex issues of today, the new world order that we seek to build is to be an inclusive world order, where every country can express its legitimate interests. This can only happen by way of an expanded and better designed representation system in key global institutions.
Mr. Kovind said the need of the hour is reform of global institutions with the UN Security Council at its core to reflect the contemporary global reality. He noted that on this issue, India and St. Vincent and the Grenadines share common interest, approach and understanding.
Our objective in advocating for an inclusive world order is to promote a universal, rules-based, open, transparent, predictable, non-discriminatory and equitable multilateral system. The need of the hour is, therefore, reform of global institutions with the UN Security Council at its core to reflect the contemporary global reality.
In the afternoon, the President visited Calder Road in Kingstown, where he addressed the Indian community. Addressing the gathering, the President said that the Indian diaspora of St. Vincent and the Grenadines reflect India's rich diversity, cultural heritage and traditions. India is proud of them and their achievements. In the final engagement of the day, the President attended a banquet hosted by the Governor-General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines at Government House.
A special orientation program for the newly elected members of Uttar Pradesh Assembly will start today. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla will inaugurate the two-day orientation program, which is being organized to apprise the newly elected members about the rules and activities of the House. The program will also have technical training for all the members of the Assembly. A report on this from our correspondent.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla will inaugurate the two-day orientation and training program, which has been termed as Prabodhan and E-Vidhan Prashikshan. After the inaugural address of Lok Sabha Speaker, Leader of Opposition Akhilesh Yadav and then Chief Minister of State Yogi Adityanath will also address the newly elected members of the Assembly. A team of technical experts from NIC will provide training to all the members of the State Assembly regarding E-Vidhan program for the paperless functioning of the Assembly. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath yesterday inaugurated NEVA, National E-Vidhan Application Service Center, which will be instrumental in providing orientation and training to the members for the upcoming session of the Assembly starting from 23rd May. This is the first time when the proceedings of the UP Assembly will be totally paperless. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 191 crore 91 lakh mark. More than 13 lakh vaccine doses were administered yesterday. The Union Health Ministry said more than 4 crore 57 lakh vaccine doses have been administered to children belonging to the age group of 12 to 14 years so far. Over 3 crore 18 lakh precautionary doses have been administered to the identified categories of beneficiaries.
You're listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo on Tuesday, to also hold bilateral talks with US President and Prime Ministers of Japan and Australia. Prime Minister to address BJP National Office Bearers meeting in Jaipur today. President Ramnath Kovind holds talks with Governor-General of St. Vincent and Grenadines, Dame Susan Dogan. RBI asked banks and ATM operators to provide cardless cash withdrawal facility at all ATMs. Trailer of India-Bangladesh co-production feature film on Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman released. Southwest monsoon likely to reach Kerala on the 27th of this month. Flood alert issued in 5 northern districts of Tamil Nadu. Nikhat Zareen wins gold at Women's World Boxing Championships in Istanbul. Manisha Mohan and Parveen Huda win bronze. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Nikhat and other winners. And in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Gujarat Titans by 8 wickets in Mumbai. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग।
आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता।
बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
कंपटीशन की अगर आप कर रहे हैं तैयारी, तो उनके लिए ऑल इंडिया रेडियो पर हम लाए हैं अभ्यास, एक ऐसा कार्यक्रम जिसमें आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर, या फिर ईमेल करेंगे abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर, और हमारे विशेषज्ञ देंगे इसका जवाब। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
Welcome back to the morning news. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that the universities should become the platform for exchange of views and not a space for ideological battles. He said this while addressing an international seminar on revisiting the ideas of India from Swaraj to New India, organized by Delhi University yesterday. He said any ideology can flourish by debate and discussion only. Mr. Shah lauded the national education policy, saying it is the first such education policy that has not been opposed by anyone and welcomed by all. The Reserve Bank of India has directed banks and ATM operators to provide cardless cash withdrawal facility at all ATMs. In a circular, the RBI said all banks, automated teller machine ATM networks and white label ATM operators WLAOs may provide the option of ICCW at their ATMs. The Apex Bank informed that the National Payments Corporation of India NPCI has been advised to facilitate Unified Payments Interface UPI integration with all banks and ATM networks. The RBI said while UPI would be used for customer authorization in such transactions, settlement would be through the National Financial Switch NFS and ATM networks. It added the on-us and off-us ICCW transactions shall be processed without levy of any charges other than those prescribed under the circular on interchange fee and customer charges. According to the RBI, withdrawal limits for ICCW transactions shall be in line with the limits for regular on-us and off-us ATM withdrawals. The All India Institute of Medical Sciences AIIMS, New Delhi, has removed the user charges for all diagnostic procedures such as blood tests and X-rays that cost up to 300 rupees. Medical Superintendent of AIIMS, Dr. D.K. Sharma, informed this through an official order.
Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur and his Bangladeshi counterpart Dr. Hassan Mahmood have jointly released a 90-second intriguing trailer of India-Bangladesh co-production feature film on Bangabandhu. The film is named Mujib, The Making of a Nation, and has been directed by Shyam Benegal. Addressing the audience on the occasion, Mr. Anurag Thakur said, the movie, while being a co-production of India and Bangladesh, was an initiative of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said the movie is a gift on the birth centenary of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Commenting on the struggles in the making of the movie, Mr. Thakur said that when the world was going through a challenging time during the COVID pandemic, the work on the movie went on.
this could be the best time to release the trailer, show the strength of friendship of Bangladesh and India. It is not only India's progress, it is not only our progress in different fields, but it is with our neighbors, our relation, and how we complement each other about their work and the relationship we had so far. हमने ऐतिहासिक फिल्म एक को-प्रोडक्शन में बनाकर तैयार भी की है, जो दो देशों के संबंधों को दिखाता है। दो पड़ोसी मुल्क एक साथ कैसे रह सकते हैं, ये भारत बांग्लादेश इन्होंने करके दिखाया है। मैं दोनों की ही लीडरशिप, प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी जी और प्राइम मिनिस्टर शेख हसीना जी, इनका आभार भी प्रकट करता हूँ।
This year being the 75th anniversary of India's independence and India being the country of honor at Makshadi Film Con, there could be no better opportunity to release the trailer and put the friendship of India and Bangladesh on display, the Union Minister added. He thanked the entire Bangladesh delegation for attending the ceremony. Group of 7 G7 nations have agreed to provide financial support to Ukraine. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told reporters at the G7 finance leaders meeting in Germany that they agreed to provide Ukraine the financial resources it needs in its struggle against Russia. Yesterday, the U.S. Senate approved a $40 billion aid package of military, economic and humanitarian assistance to Ukraine. Out of this, $7.5 billion were earmarked for filling gaps in Kyiv's budget. Germany currently hosts the G7's rotating presidency. German Finance Minister Christian Lindner has announced a contribution of $1.1 billion for Ukraine's budget. The European Commission has said it would pledge up to $9.5 billion of macro-financial assistance in the form of loans to be complemented by support from international partners, including the G7. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
বিধির বাঁধন কাটবে তুমি এমন শক্তিমান তুমি কি এমনি শক্তিমান।
In today's episode we remember great nationalist Bipin Chandra Pal, who died on the 20th of May 1932. He is widely known as the part of the famous trio of Lal Bal Pal, comprising Lala Lajpat Rai and Bal Gangadhar Tilak.
আমাদের ভাঙা গড়া তোমার হাতে এমন অভিমান তোমাদের এমনি অভিমান।
Bipin Chandra Pal, popularly known as the Bengal's Tiger, was considered one of the most independent and outspoken thinkers. In the wake of the partition of Bengal in 1905, the British government came out with repressive measures to contain students' participation in the struggle. One of them was the Carlyle Circular, which was issued by the Chief Secretary of Bengal, Thomas Carlyle. Bipin Chandra Pal protested strongly against the circular and advocated for education on nationalistic lines. In one of his lectures, he said,
Why should politics be tabooed from our university and our schools? Do they do it in England? Is politics condemned even in the public schools of England? In the universities, do they not discuss patriotic and academical problems, but actually deal with the burning political questions of the day?
Bipin Chandra continued to work for the nation till his death. We salute the great nationalist.
We also remember Andhra Kesari Tanguturi Prakasam, who died on the 20th of May 1957. Prakasam protested against the Simon Commission and took part in the Salt Satyagraha and the Quit India movement.
Prakasam was born on the 23rd of August 1872 in Guntur district of present-day Andhra Pradesh. In 1904, Prakasam went to study law in the United Kingdom. During his time in the UK, he interacted with Indian nationalist leaders like Dadabhai Naoroji, Ramesh Chandra Dutt and Lala Lajpat Rai. The nascent interest he developed in the Indian independence movement was then fueled when he returned to India and started practicing at the Madras High Court. Inspired by the speeches of Bipin Chandra Pal, who was campaigning in Madras during the early 1900s, Prakasam decided to give up his law practice and devote his life to the independence movement.
Prakasam took an active part in the protests against the Simon Commission and led the successful Salt March in the Madras Presidency. He was arrested for his participation in the Quit India movement. He was popularly known as Andhra Kesari, the Lion of Andhra, for his valor during protests against the Simon Commission. He started the newspaper Swaraj in English, Tamil and Telugu. The newspaper served as a platform for his involvement in ground-level politics.
Prakasam was elected to the Madras Provincial Legislature in 1937 and served as the Revenue Minister. He won the elections again in 1946 and became the Chief Minister of Madras Presidency. Prakasam was also elected to the Constituent Assembly from Madras.
After independence, Prakasam worked towards the creation of the state of Andhra Pradesh on linguistic lines. He formed the Hyderabad State Praja Party in 1952. Prakasam was appointed as the first Chief Minister of the newly formed state of Andhra Pradesh in 1953. Till his death on the 20th of May 1957, Prakasam continued to work for the weaker sections of the society. We salute the great Indian.
We also remember Indian National Army member Lance Naik Hari Ram. A resident of Haryana, Hari Ram served in the 3rd Guerrilla Regiment of INA and was martyred in action near Indo-Burma borders on the 20th of May 1944. We salute the great son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
And in sports news, Indian boxer Nikhat Zareen clinched the gold medal at the IBA Women's World Boxing Championships after registering a dominating 5-0 victory in Istanbul yesterday. Nikhat thrashed Thailand's Jitbong Jithamas without breaking a sweat in the 52 kg final, with judges scoring the bout unanimously in her favour. Nikhat became the only 5th Indian woman to secure gold medal at the World Boxing Championships. Apart from Nikhat, 2 Indian boxers, Manisha Mon in 57 kg and Praveen Huda in 63 kg category, signed off with bronze medals after their semi-final finish in the championships. The Prime Minister has congratulated Nikhat Zareen on winning the gold medal. He also congratulated Manisha Mon and Praveen Huda for their bronze medals in the same competition. The Prime Minister said, "Our boxers have made us proud." With this, the Indian contingent concluded its campaign with 3 medals at the world's biggest boxing event. In badminton, 2-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu advanced to the women's singles quarterfinals of the Thailand Open 2022 in Bangkok yesterday. The world number 7 Sindhu beat Semyu Jin of South Korea in straight games 21-16, 21-13 in the second round match. She will take on second-seeded Japanese Akane Yamaguchi in the quarterfinals today.
In IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore defeated Gujarat Titans by 8 wickets in their final league match at Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai last night to keep their playoff hopes alive. Batting first after winning the toss, Gujarat posted 168 for 5 in the stipulated 20 overs. Today, Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings will lock horns with each other in their last group stage match at Brabourne Stadium in Mumbai at 7:30 p.m. Southwest monsoon is likely to reach Kerala on the 27th of this month, 5 days earlier than its normal date of onset on 1st of June. India Meteorological Department IMD attributes the early onset of monsoon over Kerala to the influence of the remnants of cyclone Asani. In 2009, the southwest monsoon had reached Kerala on the 23rd of May. IMD said advancement of monsoon into some more parts of South and Central Bay of Bengal and some parts of South Arabian Sea is likely during the next 2 days.
Kerala has been experiencing heavy rainfall for the past few days, disrupting normal life in several places. The Met Department has forecast heavy downpour in the state for the next 4 days. Orange alert has been issued in Ernakulam, Thrissur and Malappuram and yellow alert in Thiruvananthapuram, Kollam and Alappur districts today. The shutters of dams in different districts will be raised further. Water level of major rivers in the state continue to go up and people have been asked to remain alert. The State Disaster Management Authority has also advised people to avoid travel to hilly regions. As squally weather with strong wind is likely to prevail in the coming days, fishing activities have been suspended till further notice. In Tamil Nadu, a flood alert has been issued in 5 northern districts that are situated along the river Tennapeniyar. The catchment area of the Krishnagiri Dam is witnessing continuous rain for the past many days. It has led the Krishnagiri Dam brimming to the full, with water level reaching the maximum height of 52 feet. The surplus water is being let into the river Tennapeniyar. Meanwhile, heavy floods in the river Palar in Tirupattur district in adjoining Andhra Pradesh led to the collapse of a major causeway connecting 2 key towns of Ambur and Guriyatham. More details from our correspondent.
The summer rains have helped the state's biggest Stanley Reservoir at Mettur to store water continuously above a height of 100 feet. The famous waterfalls at Hogenakal in Dharmaburi has got more footfalls of tourists as there is copious inflow of water in the river Kaveri. Valparai in Coimbatore district has received a maximum of 90 millimeters of rain in the last 24 hours. The India Meteorology Department in Chennai has said Tamil Nadu and Puducherry are expected to get light to moderate rain at a few places at least till Monday. The pre-monsoon rains that are showering especially the Western Ghats and its adjoining areas have helped dip the soaring temperatures. Jai Singh, AIR News, Chennai.
In flood-hit Assam, 80,000 displaced people have taken shelter at relief camps in several districts. Surging water washed away roads, bridges, culverts, causing massive problems in road communication. Official sources said essential food items are being airdropped at worst affected Barak Valley and the Mahasau district. Over 7,000 people were evacuated by various agencies yesterday. The health department deployed 50 medical teams at relief camps.
In Bihar, 37 people were killed and 13 injured in lightning and rain-related incidents in different parts of the state. The victims were mostly farmers working in their fields. Maximum 9 people died in Bhagalpur, followed by 7 in Muzaffarpur and 3 in Vaishali districts. 18 casualties have been reported from 17 districts including Katihar, Kishanganj, Darbhanga and Nalanda. Rail and road traffic were paralyzed at several places due to uprooting of trees and electric poles. Air services disrupted for half an hour at Patna and Darbhanga airports.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. PM in Tokyo for Quad on May 24 talks with Biden, writes the Asian Age. Upholding the country's cooperative federal structure, quoting the Supreme Court. GST Council suggestions not binding on government's, headlines the Pioneer. On the COVID front, the Statesman reports Delhi records 520 fresh COVID cases, 1 death. With the intention to keep human safety on top priority, for safety of Gaganyaan crew, ISRO will simulate failure with abort missions is a front page headline in the Indian Express. And finally, Nikhat Zareen wins World Championship gold. Most newspapers carry the picture of the proud boxing's new star.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to participate in Quad Leaders Summit in Tokyo on Tuesday, to also hold bilateral talks with US President and Prime Ministers of Japan and Australia. Prime Minister to address BJP National Office Bearers meeting in Jaipur today. President Ramnath Kovind holds talks with Governor General of St. Vincent and Grenadines, Dame Susan Dugan. RBI asks banks and ATM operators to provide cardless cash withdrawal facility at all ATMs. Trailer of India-Bangladesh co-production feature film on Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman released. Southwest monsoon likely to reach Kerala on 27th of this month. Flood alert issued in 5 northern districts of Tamil Nadu. Nikhat Zareen wins gold at Women's World Boxing Championships in Istanbul. Manisha Mohan and Praveen Huda win bronze. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Nikhat and other winners. And in IPL cricket, Royal Challengers Bangalore beat Gujarat Titans by 8 wickets in Mumbai. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.